Good morning, dear students. In this video lecture, we will be studying plane figures. We have to find the areas of plane figures, the perimeters, and various other components like diagonals. Now, what is plane figure? I hope all of you know. A plane figure means a figure which can be drawn on any surface, on any plane surface is said to be a plane figure. It is bounded by line segments. Suppose this is a figure. Okay, it is a figure having how many sides? 5 sides. So we know the name of this figure. It is called as pentagon. Now it is bounded by line segment. This is one line segment. This is another line segment. This is another line segment and another line segment. Right. So there are 5 line segments which are joined head to tail. If I say this one is head part, this is the tail part, then head tail, then here head tail or tail tail, like this we have arranged and we have connected them, and then we have formed a closed figure. So this is called as a plane figure. Now can I have a figure having a curve and line segments? Definitely we can have. This is one line segment, another line segment, this is another line segment, and then one curve. So this is also called as plane figure. Now second, we may have a figure which will only have a curved surface, curved line, curved line, not line, a curved, not line, curved. So this is also a plane figure. So what did you understand? A plane figure is a figure which is formed by either joining the line segments or by forming of the joining the curve and or line segment plus of curve. Means all the three things are possible to form a closed figure. Now the other meaning, the other thing is that a closed plane figure, this is just a plane figure but which I told, which is already it is closed from all the sides. Now what is a closed figure? Closed figure means a figure which starts from the same point and ends on the same point. Starting and ending point both are same, then that type of figure is said to be a plane figure. A figure which is formed on a plane is said to be a plane figure, which comprises of either line segments or curved and line segments, or only curved, is said to be a plane figure. Now the other thing is plane closed figure, means a closed figure in which the starting and ending point is same is said to be a closed plane figure. Now one more thing, in your lower classes you must have seen the rectangle, square, then triangle, then you might have seen pentagon, hexagon, so many polygons you have seen. So all these are what? These all are examples of plane figures. Circle, it is a plane figure bond having starting and closed figure. So now here we will be seeing the areas, how to calculate the areas of these type of figures. 1. How to find the perimeter of these figures. 2. Third, to find the diagonal length of these figures. Now in this we will be having different types of figures like shaded region, unshaded region. Then some figures like square will be there, in which all the corners will be chopped off. That means this particular area, this segment will be removed, and then they will ask us to find the area of this figure. Now it is very difficult to find the area of this figure if they have only given like this the shape. So what type of shape it is? It is octagon, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Octagon. So here we will be finding the area of, indirectly it is an octagon only with irregular sides. Now second, we may have a triangle in triangle, area of triangle upon triangle, like this we will be having, and we have to find the area of the shaded region. Then some alphabets like F. Then we will be asked to find the area of some another alphabet like C, D, and so on. So we have to find the areas of different shapes, different plane figures, and for this we need some formulas. I hope all of you may be knowing, some of you may be knowing, even I believe that most of you may be knowing the area of rectangle, perimeter of a square, perimeter of rectangle, then triangle and all. But still we will be just, I will be writing the formulas of these certain diagrams. so that you all will be clear about the formulas, and all the formulas will come in one place, and then you all will be able to apply and then calculate the values related to area and perimeter. Now perimeter, I hope all of you know. What is area? It is the region bounded by the closed figure. The region bounded by the closed figure is said to be the area of that figure. And what is perimeter? The length of its boundary, the total length of its boundary is said to be the perimeter of the figure. The area bounded by the figure, the area, this much space it is occupying on the surface, that is what it is called as the area of this figure. And then what is the perimeter? The length of the boundary, the total length, the total sum of the boundary is said to be the perimeter of that particular figure. Now here I will be writing some of the formulas so that you all will write in your copy and by heart if you have not by hearted. Now the figure like rectangle, in case of rectangle, what we have, like area, let me draw one rectangle. Right, A, B, C and D. Area of rectangle is equal to length into breadth. So what is my length here? Length, this is breadth, and this line is called as the diagonal. Length into breadth. Perimeter is equal to twice length plus breadth. Now what we have? Diagonal is equal to root under of length square plus of breadth square. Now from where did we get this length square and breadth square and root under? As we all know, this ABC, this is a right angle triangle, and from Pythagoras theorem we know that this length square will be equal to the sum of the square of these two sides, and then finally we will remove this root. So diagonal is equal to root under of L square plus B square. That means D is equal to root under of L square plus breadth square. So these three formulas I hope all of you may be knowing. Now second is area of square. Area of square. Now square means having all the four sides equal. A, B, C, D. Now area of the square is equal to side square. This is also written as L square. Now if it is L, B, again same thing here, diagonal. Perimeter is equal to 4 into side, that is 4 into L. Correct? 4 into L. Now we have diagonal. Diagonal is equal to root under of side square plus side square, that means 2, that means S root 2, or you say L root under 2. Now what about units? It is an area, no? It is an area, length into length, that means centimeter into centimeter, centimeter square, meter into meter, meter square. So it will be like here unit square, unit will be unit square, here unit will be unit only, centimeter, meter. Here this is length, so again it will be unit only. Same is the case with this three. Now we have to find the area of triangle. Area of triangle. Now actually we have three special formulas, not four formulas to calculate the area of triangle. And among those four, we have one formula which is called as Heron's formula, and that formula is applicable for all the type of triangle. Like in case of general triangle, a scalene triangle. Okay, this is a scalene triangle. If I say scalene triangle, and I hope all of you know what is a scalene triangle. Scalene triangle means none of the sides are equal. If none of the sides are equal, then what you have to do? You have to find out the semi-perimeter. semi perimeter, which is equal to sum of all the sides. Suppose I'm having the measurement as A, B, C. A is not equal to B, is not equal to C. Since it is an scalene triangle, A will not be equal to B, not be equal to C, such thing like that, something like that. Then we have semi perimeter A plus B plus C whole divided by 2. That means half of the perimeter. Perimeter means sum of all the three sides. Semi means half of the perimeter. So A plus B plus C by 2. Now this is the semi perimeter. Now you have to find the area. So area will be equal to root under S. That means semi perimeter. Semi perimeter is represented by small s. Small s, then small s into minus A, S minus B, S minus of C. So this formula is applicable. This formula is applicable for all the types of triangle, be it be an equilateral triangle, be it be a right angle triangle, or be it be an acute, obtuse, whatever it is. So this is called as the Heron's formula, or some of the books they will say Hero's formula. So it is actually Heron's formula. Now this is an Heron's formula. Now for right angle triangle, suppose I am having a right angle triangle, then the area will be equal to half into base into height. Half into base into height. Base into height. This is one of the formula for this one. Now if you want to apply Heron's formula, here also you can apply, provided you are having this value. If they have not mentioned, then you can find with the help of Pythagoras theorem, and then you can find the value and then use Heron's formula. If it is like another triangle, here only one triangle is given in which perpendicular is drawn, we know the length of the base and we know the height, then also we can apply this formula, half into base into height. Now second type is area of equilateral triangle. If I am having equilateral triangle, means all the three sides are equal. Again I am saying we can apply Heron's formula, we will get the answers. If we don't apply, if we don't know, if we don't remember, there is another small formula for area of equilateral triangle. Area of equilateral triangle is equal to root under 3 upon 4 into side square. Okay, root under 3 upon 4 into side square is the direct formula for equilateral triangle. If you do not remember this, suppose during in an examination, due to nervous or due to some pressure you forgot this formula, or you are not confident whether it is root 3 upon 4 or root 4 upon 3, whatever it is, if you are not confident, then you can directly go and use this formula. So you should always remember this formula. It is very easy. Sum of the perimeters by 2 and then S into S minus A into S minus B into S minus C, root under, that's all. So area of this. Now one more formula is there, that is trigonometric formula, which you can apply in any of the triangles. That is also another type. Like suppose we are having A, B and C. This side we have mentioned sides as A, B, C. Okay. Suppose here A and this side we are having B. Side A, B, C, opposite to A we are having, I have mentioned A small a, B to B and C to C. Why I have done this? So that it will give you a clear idea how to apply the trigonometric formula to find the area. So area will be equal to half into sine. Suppose I am taking A and C. That means I will write A multiplied with C and the angle included here. A and these two sides, which angle is included? Angle B. So I will write sine of B here. If I have taken suppose A and B, then I will write A into B, and which is the angle included here? Angle C. So I will write sine of C. If I have taken B and C, if I want to multiply B and C, then which angle is here? Here it is sine of A. Now it is very easy to remember in this way. This is by the method and procedure. If you want the shortcut, you can write, if you have written A and C, then B is missing, angle B will go there. If you have taken A and B, angle C will go there. If you have taken B and C, A is missing, so sine of angle A you will apply. Okay, in this way you can remember, or else you write AC then sine B. If it is AB, then C is missing, so I have to write C there. If BC is there, then sine A will I have to mention here. And then in this way we finished our formula set. Now perimeter, all of you know, or sum of all sides of any triangle is called the perimeter of the triangle. Now to find, we have only in case of triangles we don't have any diagonals and all. In 4 figures only we are having diagonals, 4 and above figures diagonals. In 3 figures, in 3-sided figures, we don't have any diagonal concept here. So in a triangle we never see any diagonal, so no need of calculating there. There is no formula as such formulas to calculate the diagonal. Diagonal is always it starts from four sides figure, 4-sided figure. So I hope area of the triangles, area of square and rectangle you all must be knowing, and then some of the other formulas are for circle and square, which I will deal in the upcoming lectures. So here I will be discussing 1 or 2 questions so that it will give you an idea to calculate the numerical problem. Now question number 2C says that the perimeter of the triangle is 40 centimeter and the ratio of its length and breadth is 3:2. Find the length of the diagonal, its diagonal and its area. So here we are having perimeter, right? Perimeter is given. Perimeter of the rectangle is equal to 40 centimeter. Ratio of sides is equal to 3:2. Now we have to find first diagonal, then its area. Now how to find the diagonal? So first of all we have to find the sides, then only we will be able to find the diagonal and its area. So let us assume, let the sides be equal to 3x. Let the side be 3x and 2x. We have multiplied with a common factor, as you all know, 3x and 2x. Now perimeter is given. Perimeter of rectangle is equal to 2 into L plus B. So 2 length is 3x plus of 2x. This is equal to 40. So I can write this as 2 into 5x. That means 10x is equal to 40. X is equal to 4 centimeter. Yes or no? If we divide and simplify, x is equal to 4 centimeter. Therefore, length is equal to 3x, 3 into 4, that is 12 centimeter. Breadth is equal to 2x, that means 2 into 4 is equal to 8 centimeter. Correct? Length you are having, breadth you are having. Now we have to find the diagonal. So diagonal is equal to root under L square plus B square. What is my L? L is 12. 12 square plus of 8 square. That is 144 plus 64. Now 4, 4, 8, 6, 4, 10 and then 2. 208. Now what will be the value of this 208? Now you have to take out by square this prime factorization method. So 208, 2 prime factorization, sorry, 2 tens are, 2 fours are, 2 fives are, 2 twos are, 4 root 13 units. That means centimeter. If it is in centimeter, 40 centimeters, so this much. Now area will be equal to length into breadth. Length is how much? 12. Breadth is 8. So it will be 96 centimeter square. So in this way you are going to calculate the simple problems of your book. Now it is question number 2C. Yeah, 2C. Now I will be discussing like question number 3, any of the parts. Now question number 3 subpart A says that the area and perimeter of a square are A and P respectively. If the sides are doubled, the area becomes A dash and the perimeter becomes P dash. Find A dash is to A and P dash is to P. That means we are having one figure, like question number 3 they are saying, 3 subpart A, we are having a figure, okay, the area of a square, okay, the sides are not given, area is assumed to be capital A, perimeter is assumed to be capital P. If the condition says if the sides are doubled, then the new area becomes A dash and new perimeter becomes P dash. Then what we have to find? We have to find the ratio of A dash is to A and P dash is to P. So let us assume, let the sides be x centimeter. if sides is equal to, if the sides be x centimeter, then area will be equal to, that means A, as it is given, A is equal to x square, x into x square, and perimeter will be equal to 4x, centimeter will be there, obviously units will be there. Okay, area is equal to x square and perimeter is equal to 4x square. This is the original figure, area and perimeter. Now according to the conditions, they are saying the sides are doubled. According to question, sides is equal to 2 times of x centimeter, yes or no? 2 times of x, it is doubled. So A dash will become 2x whole square, that means 4x square centimeter square, and P dash will become 4 into 2x centimeter, that means 8x centimeter, correct? Now what we have to find number 1, A dash is to A. So we will write A dash upon A is equal to, what is my A dash? A dash is 4x square upon x square. X square cancels, so the ratio will be 4:1. Now second part, they are saying perimeter dash, P dash is to P, that means P dash upon P is equal to, what is my P dash here? 8x. 8x upon x. X cancel, so it will become 8:1. So what conclusion did you get? When we double the sides, the area becomes 4 times the original one. What happens? When we double the sides, the area becomes 4 times. When we double the sides, the perimeter becomes 2 times. Sorry, 8 times, not 2 times. It becomes 8 times. 8 times the perimeter becomes, and it becomes 4 times. Is it clear? Because area is equal to x square upon 4x square. X square cancels, so 4 times. The area becomes 4 times and perimeter increases by 8 times. 8 times the perimeter is going to increase. So I hope with this you all will be able to solve the remaining sums. So in case of perimeter will be here 4, my dear students. I made a mistake. 4 1s are 4, 4 2s are 8. So the ratio will be 2:1. That is why I was just seeing to that value, that how it can become 8 times. So it will become 2:1. So the perimeter increases by 2 times, area becomes 4 times the original one. And I hope with this much of information, with the formulas that I have given, you all can at least complete the questions up to question number 4. From 1 to 4, all of you try to solve and then finish in your classwork copy. Thank you.